viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. Got us a 2010 Kia Sedona. She got 250,000 miles on her. Came in for an inspection. The rear brakes are just about spanked. The rear springs are busted, or at least one of them is, and the left front bearing is loose. So let's get started. So in order to do the rear spring, step one, remove the tire, which we've done. We've got to just be able to swing this lower control arm down. The spring is obviously here. This is where it's a potential problem. We have the bolt that goes through a rubber bushing with a metal sleeve. So before we even get anywheres with this, I think we need to try to give it a go. So we're going to take and raise up a stand here, even though it's not on the control arm, just in case things get hairy. We're going to see if this bolt comes out. If this bolt doesn't come out, it's going to be a son of a monkey to do, because we'll end up cutting it and getting new bushing and stuff, and that's what I want to find out. We'll give it a spritz for what it's worth. Well, I'll be jiggered. Wasn't expecting that. Today's my day. I think what we'll do is we'll put this in a little better position than what we have it currently. Come back here, we'll get on just the control arm. And let's see, it's just about maxed out. Let me set the car down a smidge. A tiny bit of tension on it. That come out easy. Now we're going to let her see if she got enough spring pressure. Now this is just the plastic that was on the spring originally. I don't know. Let me get a bar. We might have to get up in here and give the control arm, or not control arm, the spindle here a little flick out. The other thing is we might have to loosen that little guy up. Maybe. We don't know yet. Now these springs got 250,000 miles of soccer games and mall trips, so they probably don't have a lot of spring left in them. That still has some tension. I think we're gonna try to loosen that up. That's gonna be the only thing holding us right now. And even though we could, probably pry down on it, we're going to be tweaking that bushing pretty good, so it'll probably be in our best interest just to loosen it. She's spinning the whole thing, I'll wait. Whoa, not even close there, buddy. There she is. You can see the broken piece of the coil there. It's been snapped off for a wee bit. Oh, it's missing about, I don't know, 6 inches of it. I don't know what to do with the broken piece. Probably in the scrap bin by now. I got us some brand new springs from Napper. Not a sponsor. Hopefully they're the right ones. There's a couple different options. I was going to get them from Kia. They were about 3 times the cost of aftermarket. And when I went to get them, they had a production date cut off. It's like before or after 3 of 10. They weren't available for quite some time. Now the more tightly wound coil, this one here, see how it's closer to there, goes at the top. Bottom's a little bit different. As you can see the spacing here versus there. She's tight. And then, the rubber here only goes on one way. Get that on. Now when this goes in the lower control arm, It doesn't really matter where this goes at the top because it's going to be indexed off the bottom. This, you know, will sit into a notch, as you will see. What was I telling you? Oh yeah, Napa had them quite a bit cheaper for the pair. We'll give it a go. Get her semi-lined up here. You'll see the notch where it has to go in the lower control arm. Get her close, because you probably can't spin it much once we're going in. So make sure if you're using a floor jack or whatever you're using, you don't get it in the way of putting the bolt back through the knuckle. We got to rotate ours just a smidge. Looking good. A lot of potential energy there, folks. And you know what they say, it's not a problem until it becomes kinetic. That's gotta be some kind of physics joke right there, right? Oh, you son of a hoo-ha. Jack's moving on me, gotta start over. About back to where we were. I think it's gonna be easier. I think the shock wants to hold our knuckle in, and we're putting shocks on it anyways. I forgot to say that at the beginning. I think we're just gonna unbolt it. I think that's what's holding us back here a little bit. At least keep it from being a fight. I don't know if we can pop that off without pulling the upper part of it off. Oh, we can't do that. Maybe that really wasn't holding us as much as I thought. Oh no, it's probably a little bit of everything else. All right. Oh, wrong way. Get down in there. We just want to get our control arm started down in. I keep calling it a control arm, a knuckle. Knuckle. Alright, our jack is maxed out, so we should be good because that's where we started. Should be being the key word. Probably because all the factory bushings still have some twist into them. When we come down, you know, I think it naturally wants to go in. I can't really pry against the backing plate. If I get a hold of anything up here that's not crusty. Cut the key out of the way. There, oh, there we go, we almost had her. Stop it. You son of a... There she is. Alright, let's get our bolt. Spritz this thing down a little bit. Spritz our bolt down. We'll get her down where she can get lined up. Use your belly, hold your bar. Boom. Alright, close, are we? That close. Stick the nut on there. No, we can't really tighten this down yet until we set the car down, put the weight on it. This bushing here is not like a solid mounted rubber bushing. This is more like a ball socket. This bushing can rotate fore and aft. I don't know if that's correct. It can also rotate this way, but it would twist up the rubber on it. So this one here looks like a solid bushing. We should do that after we'll replace the shock and whatnot. And then we'll set it down and tighten those up. Let me hook the shock back up so we don't go all the way down with this and overstretch something. Boy. There, the shock's back on. So we can change the height of our jack. See if we can't get that crazy looking upper shock mount off. It appears. Then we have to take this upper shock mount off to get the shock out because it's the cross bolt. I don't think you get out without taking that thing off. I don't know what this is going to do, but it makes you feel better. And that's what counts. Feelings. It's all about your feelings. I'm using a gun with a little less pizzazz than the old half-inch Thunder gun. Wow. I cannot believe how everything is coming apart. Them Koreans, you know how to build them. Oh baby, you dummy. Get your jack ready, fella. Alright. We already got the shock undone down here. Get her back off, I guess. We check the routing here. We'll slip right out. Ta-da! What do we got? What used to be a nut and a bolt. What size does that look like to everybody? 19? Gonna be. Now, I don't know if that nut on the other side is welded. Oh. Nope, she's not. That means we gotta try to get a wool wrench on it. We'll give it some more of this because the layer of dirt just disappeared. Scrape some of the crusties off of it. Alright, here we go. Amazing. Now let's go see if we got the right shocks. They had a heavy load in the back, apparently, they told me. The shock is just beat right down, or at least the top of it. You can see where she's been smashing down through there. Went on some road trip. Had to take the in-laws. That's what I'm told. Got some shocks here from Napper. Again, not a sponsor of the show. They should be. Why don't you guys should write them a letter and be like, you know, you should sponsor the Self-Made Auto channel. Just so they can quit saying that. Full douching. Oh! Like a little sheep facial in the morning. I guess it's the evening. It's the afternoon. It's later in the day. I don't know what time it is. 3 o'clock? Yeah, 3 o'clock. On the dot. Now that came straight down, so we want to keep that bushing from getting all twisted up. Full tightening the spec. So that's back in there. some fluid film up in this joint. Fill in the blank. I don't know how many more years they're going to keep this fan, but we'll try to keep it from getting crusty. It's held up quite well for having done nothing. Spin it around down. Stick that there. Get our bolts. Get it on the lower stud well. Well, it's easier. Let her down a bit. Get some things lined up down here. Not happening. The shock does not have as much play in it as the old one did. Let's see. You son of a lover. We'll deal with that in a minute. We just slip her right on, but not the case. But before we tighten these ones up, we're going to see about getting that lower one on. It's pretty well started. I just want to give it a little tap is what I was trying to say. And then we have a washer and one of these nuts. Put that on there. Go back to the top. Trying to use a tripod. Perhaps you notice you're not on the tool cart anymore. That's the one that came out hard. I just want to make sure we're not, much as it has some crud in the threads, in there. Just wanted to be sure. I've gone ahead and lifted this up to the approximate ride height. It's not exact science. Moved her up that many inches, 4-ish. We're going to snug up the bushings and the bottom of the shock. And then we've got to do the inner control arm bushing.
Crazy mother.
And that, folks, is that. Pretty easy job. I've seen some that are a whole lot worse, you know, a little shorter control arms and a little more spring tension. Not too bad. Shocks, pretty easy. Everything went well. I thought there was going to be some catastrophic failures here, but there wasn't. All the bolts came out. I shouldn't count my chickens before they hatch because I still have to do the other side exactly the same way, except it's on the right. Other than that, there's no difference. Stick around, come back. We'll have the video on the rear brakes and the front wheel bearing. And while you're waiting for that video and you don't want to miss it, go down there, click subscribe, ring that bell, and go down in that comment box. Leave your questions, comments, criticisms, concerns you may have. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.